you are into politics because of your desire to serve your people and contribute genuinely towards the development of your place, you must have the spirit of a sportsman.
Amazing how much time and sacrifice it takes to achieve great success, from working systems to thinking heads, concept to execution. Only a resilient, revolutionary, self-sacrificing genius could lead this level of transformative change. Bearing on his shoulders the incredible weight of expectations, general apathy, and skepticism, the governor resiliently hits the ground running with a game-changing establishment of the Ministry of Digital Economy and E-Commerce, a first in Nigeria. This ministry is now responsible for creating digital skills programs that empower tens of thousands of Imolites annually.
The ministry, when it was set up, rolled out what we call the IDEA policy. IDEA stands for Imo Digital Economy Agenda, with a 5-year strategic plan to turn around the economy of the state and make it a smart economy. Work streams that we develop and other policies or strategic initiatives that came from it. One of those flagship initiatives is called the SkillUpImo Program.
Imo State became the first state in Nigeria to create Ministry of Digital Economy. I discovered and identified that digital economy is the functional economy all over the world. So I created that ministry and now decided to flow the SkillUpImo Program.
The SkillUpImo Program is a program targeted at training 300,000 Imo youths in diverse digital skills within a space of 5 years. In our first cohort, we were able to train, equipped, and connect about 5,000 Imo youths to different digital job opportunities.
We graduated first 5,000. Gave them startup tools. In less than 3 months, they were all employed.
We have a lot of data entry officers and experts, software developers, graphic designers, experts in AI, model development, cloud engineering, phone repair, LAN networking, car tracking, and all the fields.
Some with that laptops working from here for US companies, for Japanese companies.
A lot of them have taken their skills offshore through our platform called the SkillUpImo Techosphere, which is a remote working platform where most of these graduates trained through this program are onboarded as part of our support to connect them to job opportunities. Top tech companies across the world recruit them on that remote platform. They deliver services to them and they are paid in hard currencies.
After the SkillUpImo Techosphere platform was introduced, from the comfort of my home, I enjoy, remote work opportunities. I take up these gigs, complete them, get reviewed, and I get paid.
The opportunity provided by the SkillUpImo Techosphere platform is endless, especially for developers like myself. The ability for you to earn from anywhere you are, either from your home or co-working space or anywhere. You don't have a fixed amount of income, is work as you earn.
I graduated from Cohort 1, where I did data analytics in the ministry center. With my skill, I was able to secure a well-paying job with OCS under NHS as a clinical data analyst.
He gave tips on how we can get started. I went on Upwork and I've also gotten gigs which paid me in dollars on Upwork.
I made some connections. Wakana.com Limited is one of them.
Currently at Codant, where we teach kids coding and robotics. It has got me a paying job and it has also given me the avenue to mentor the younger generation.
I did cohort 2, 15,000. In less than 2 months, they were all employed and engaged.
In the third cohort, we have onboarded 40,000 other Imo youths.
We have signed a memorandum of understanding with US Market Center, MAC, and now we have signed an agreement with University of California, Berkeley, to have an innovation center here in Imo Digital City, is the African Innovation Headquarters for US MAC, operated by Oracle, HP, Dell Computers, Microsoft, name it.
The Imo Digital City, first of its kind in Nigeria, stands as a testament to a vision gradually turning into reality. Spanning an impressive 68,741 square meters, it plays host to state-of-the-art digital hubs, call centers, co-working, co-creation spaces, and training centers with multifunctional digital and tech services centers.
Imo State government is partnering with the United States Market Access Center, in short USMAC, which is a Silicon Valley-based startup accelerator, and also partnering with University of California, Berkeley.
Today, University of Berkeley has expanded our curriculum to include new items after their survey of both African and European markets, or what is required.
UC Berkeley optimized our curriculum to fit the standard of UC Berkeley Sontage Institute so that certifications of the SkillUpImo programs and the Founders Development Program run by the USMAC will now come from the UC Berkeley in California.
The medium and small scale enterprise group of European Union with headquarters in Brussels signed already an MOU for us. We are feeding them on quarterly basis 1,000 men and women. The UNDP, arm of United Nations, have already an agreement to supply 1,000 workers on quarterly basis to UNDP. They are paid directly from New York. We have now Imo sons and daughters working in Canada, working in America, working in Europe.
For the first time in Africa, the USMAC will be running what we call the Founders Discovery Program. And this is going to start by August this year, 2025. That program will be happening right here in Owerri, Imo State, supported by the UC Berkeley, United States. It's going to be open for all Africans and is the first of its kind in the history of Africa.
We are hitting 70,000 by July. The next batch we are graduating. I started building a youth population that now has become a movement.
In the words of Dwayne Mulenga Isaac Jr., digital transformation starts with leadership. Leaders have a choice to lead the transformation or be led by it. Disrupt or wait to be disrupted. In Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodimma is leading an entire generation of Imo's workforce on a massive tech disruption revolution beyond borders. The Imo Digital City is powered by a world-class, multi-layered fiber optics backbone laid strategically across the state in partnership with multinational telecom providers like Airtel, IHS, Globalcom, and so on. By streamlining licenses and access, the government has made it easier for service providers to connect, boosting seamless, always-on interconnectivity across the state. In a world constantly shaped by technological advancements at breakneck speed, Imo isn't here to play catch-up. It's leading the charge. All over the state, kilometers of new roads are stitching disconnected communities in a unified mobile economy. Sitting on an expansive 5,530 square kilometers, Imo is driven by a transformational force that sees no limits or borders.
We've done some groundbreaking constructions. We've done some roads that people thought were impossible. When we started, it was not possible to access Assumpta Cathedral. Assumpta, the roundabout, it was not possible to access it. It was not possible to go to Relief Market. MCC was a death trap. In fact, Chukwumawoha Road was routine house. There was nothing like the Tiger Road or the Tiger Street. They were all gone, but we started from the scratch.
Those who came to Imo State in the last 7-8 years, coming home during Christmas, to cross over takes, for instance, 5-6 hours.
The day His Excellency mooted the idea to me that he was going to do Owerri Olu Road and Owerri Okigwe, I thought he was joking because I know the implication, I know what it takes. And when he added that Julius Berger, where were coming to see me, I said this man must be a joker. And Julius Berger came, Krembo came, this is Dumas, all of them came and bidded. At the end of the day, Krembo got it. And today, Owerri Olu is a reality. Owerri Okigwe is a reality. Owerri Umaya, a reality. And we have added another one, Elele to Owerri. They've started Elele to Owerri, 2009. That was when Elele Road was awarded and it was not delivered up to today. So His Excellency took it upon himself in collaboration with NDDC to get that road done. He took the first step by ensuring that the advance payment paid to Kremborg to be on that road. They're on that road as we speak.
By what we have done, completed a bypass for those coming from Onitsha, not to enter Owerri, to pass through and get to Ebu. Those coming from Port Harcourt or coming from Aba, going to Port Harcourt, to pass through the police junction.
Yolu Mbe Akukwaoga Federal Road serves as a vital artery for commerce and daily transportation of goods and services, linking Idiato North and South in Imo State to Uga community in Anambra State. The road had suffered significant degradation after years of neglect, leading to severe erosion, and has submerged homes, displaced families, and rendered many communities in Idiato inaccessible.
A town called Ugbe from Olu was history. The entire village was devastated. In fact, we had one justice, retired Justice Obono. His edifice in that village gave up. They crumbled so many villages.
Now my father, I trained me. Now I used to know my mother direct. I built it last year. 2-story building.
Last year, we reported on the Olu-Uga Federal Road, which suffered significant damage due to gully erosion, posing serious challenges for connectivity and safety in the area. As we speak, reconstruction work is ongoing to provide much-needed relief for residents.
We are driving through that road, 19-point-something kilometers. It will take you to the border of Anambra, from Imo to Anambra, Uga Junction. So that particular road is being done.
We did a traffic study to restore the Owerri master plan and then created this bypass here, there, and there.
Before, to go to my local government from Owerri, about a minimum an hour to an hour and a half. Today, I can go to my local government just about 15-20 minutes. I'm there. So this openness is all part of ease of doing business.
We used to have the outer ring road that we wanted to achieve. Today, it's almost achieved. We are moving from Oji to Toronto, Toronto to road safety to Naze, Naze to Ihiagwa, Ihiagwa to Obinze. That's the outer ring road. We are doing the Ihiagwa to Obinze part of that road now. That road, we are doing it as we speak. And other places in our low town, Banana Junction, up to Eziachi. And we got into Eziachi, His Excellency has directed that we should move to Ngwere, Amba, move to Angara, and move straight to Aba branch. We have done an aspect of it. The other one will be done. It's like a road revolution. In fact, at times, I lose count of the roads. There are so many, and they are all properly documented.
The evolutionary rise of human capital and critical infrastructural development in Imo is what happens when purpose meets determination. Among Governor Uzodimma's flagship projects, none carries as much transformative potential as the Orashi Power Project. Conceived as a bold vision for energy security, the creation of the Orashi Electricity Company is a revolutionary step toward achieving 24-hour uninterrupted power supply across Imo State.
The power sector in Imo State has grappled with very inadequate and poor power infrastructures.
The Eboma power plant that was abandoned since 2006 was handed over to Imo State. Imo State government, in partnership with Adani Mega System and MADCO of Egypt, is funding the completion.
Given the Electricity Act of 2023, which I would like to call the game changer, he was one of the few state governors who leveraged that Electricity Act when it was passed. There were very few states that were able to meet the necessary constitutional requirements for a state to be granted is regulatory oversight of the electricity market. And that was when we got companies like Orashi. Orashi Electricity Company Limited, of course, now we're licensed to generate electricity, we're licensed to transmit as well as distribute.
It is worthy of note that in August 2024, the governor of Imo State, Mr. Hope Uzodimma, signed a memorandum of understanding with Orashi Electricity Company Limited to achieve the purpose of supplying power to the 27 local government areas.
Under my Light Up program for Imo State, all the 27 local government headquarters will distribute power to them through a joint effort of state and local government, taking advantage of the recent amendment of the Power Reform Act, the Constitution.
As the first phase of what we call Light Up Imo project, Orashi, that was licensed as a company in Imo State to go into both generation, transmission and distribution, quickly entered into a memorandum of agreement with the state government and local government to take power to the various 27 local governments of Imo State. And to do that, we had to start first of all by also taking bulk power to the various zones.
Governor Hope Uzodimma says the signing of the memorandum shows how important the project is to his administration, reiterating his commitment to ensuring uninterrupted electricity.
We'll do our best to live up to the responsibilities expected of us in this agreement, both at the state level and the local government level.
Before now, Imo State has only a 132 kV line coming from Aloji in Aba to Owerri. All these years, main source of electricity into Imo State, and this line had long been overloaded. It's a double circuit line that also takes power to Ahoda and Buyenegua. So there was a need for us to have this line upgraded to a 330 kV line. As I speak to you now, His Excellency has also embarked on getting work back on the 330 kV line from Aba to Imo State, which is going to, of course, boost. In a 330 kV line is a super highway that can have way more power into Imo, as against what we have now.
We are drawing now a 330 kV line from Aloji power plant to Ebu transmission station here in Owerri, meaning that if there is failure in Eboma, we'll take power from Aloji.
The project they are doing now in Owerri here as a pilot scheme will act as a benchmark of what will happen in the whole state. A 15 kilometer from Ebu transmission station, 15 kilometer 33 kV line to New Owerri. The New Owerri area will also install a 15 MVA 33/11 kV injection substation. As soon as we get through with this project, we'll now be able to immediately connect all government facilities, from government house to the secretariat to the House of Assembly, and very major and important load along that area, like Concord Hotel and all that. All of them will be captured.
When our people here, there is no electricity. By the end of this year, there will be 24 hours power supply in Imo State.
Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. Martin Luther King Jr. The Imo leadership under distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma was not under any illusion about what an irreplaceable socio-economic currency peace constituted, bearing in mind that no investment, infrastructure, or human capital development can be sustained in an atmosphere of chaos. With unbroken focus and ironclad commitment to a safer and more business-friendly Imo, the state's security architecture expectedly underwent a robust, mission-focused, systemic and logistical overhaul. From land to air to water, potential flashpoints are quickly brought under constant surveillance and manned by a well-equipped, highly trained force tasked with keeping the peace by all responsible means possible, thanks to active collaboration between the state government and the federal government.
If you came to Imo State, you will wonder whether we have suddenly descended to the level of a barbaric society.
That is 2021 and 2022. With the help of the governor and the security agencies, that matter has been addressed.
They got to a point here that government facilities were being encroached upon without regard to anybody. Public assets were being stolen and vandalized, and security authorities became handicapped.
The governor gave a lot of support to security agencies. He bought so many things like APCs, more than 30-something, and any equipment that can help them to fight insecurity. He did his best to see that Imo State is safe.
If we don't do things as a precaution to stopping this disorder and possible anarchy, then we are not government.
If power is the engine, industry is the drive. Enter the Orashi Special Energy Free Trade Zone, Imo's boldest leap into revitalizing its industrial sector. A launchpad for factories, a magnet for international investment, a hub of innovation. This is where energy meets enterprise.
Orashi Special Energy Free Trade Zone, a very transformative initiative by Imo State government and its partners, inviting businesses who wish to grow their businesses, particularly in the oil and gas business. For example, those who want to set up methanol plants, fertilizer plant, LNG, refinery, or manufacturing company to come to Imo State and be at the free trade zone and take advantage of the benefits of situating their businesses in Orashi Special Energy Free Trade Zone.
Orashi Energy Free Trade Zone is the only free trade zone in Nigeria with hydrocarbon deposit.
Orashi Special Energy Zone, which today is rated the largest free trade zone in Nigeria, on a landmass of about 140,000 hectares of land, is a unique business enclave where gas is used for industrial goods and development. So they are going to attract a lot of investment in gas and innovation.
The idea was conceived under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, whose idea of having this Orashi Special Energy Free Trade Zone fits into his broader vision, his broader economic transformative vision for Imo State and for the Southeast. What this does is that it enables the state create employment, create internally generated revenue. It enables the state become a trade and energy hub for the Southeast.
So I'm speaking with the King of Morocco for a fertilizer plant. Ano Gas 1 has been commissioned. Gas 2 is 80% complete.
Regarding our domestic gas obligation, by the end of this week, we are going to complete our energy needs assessment, and we are going to sign a gas sale and purchase agreement with Ano Gas processing plant. The state intends to take about 100 million scof of gas from them to power our power plant in Ebema, which is 378 megawatts, the upcoming fertilizer plant, the methanol plant, the petrochemicals and the LNG in the Orashi Energy Special Zone. We have a company called WaterSmith. They are going to take 30 million scope from there. WaterSmith is also doing 75 megawatts of power, and they have their own industrial park. We have about 75 companies have indicated interest that they'll take up spaces there.
Now we are bringing other industries to come here in the oil and gas industry, in the agriculture sector, education, food security. Like I just mentioned, Bureau Veritas will be here. They are building one of the biggest laboratories, financed by a freezing bank in Africa for testing hydrocarbon.
Because of the abundant natural gas resources in Imo State, you have Axela, who are trying to do CNG. You have Nigerian Gas Marketing Company. They have acquired their land. They will start construction of mother station for CNG. You have Hamakan. You have Greenville. I have Koshon Energy. Then you have a Bokia that wants to do condensate refinery in the special energy zone.
Working with NUPRC, we saw that from their records, Imo State has the highest deposit of natural gas in this region.
That means that if Imo were to be a country, Imo should be about the 16th largest gas producing nation in the world, at the same level with countries like Kazakhstan, Canada, or Egypt.
The 40 cubic feet of gas plants and 200 million barrels of condensate production benchmark, earlier inaugurated in 2024 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is set to commence operations in Nasa community of Imo State in July 2025.
We are ready now to start commissioning the plant with gas. So from July this year, Imo State will join one of the biggest states for gas production in the country.
I'm happy that they're about to go into operation.
Imo is a major oil and gas producing state. In Imo State today, we have 7 major oil and gas producing companies. Shell, now named the Renaissance, Wando, Antam Producing, WaterSmith, Sterling Global, Seplat, and the Ano Gas Processing Plants 1 and 2. Then there's an 8th one, Sahara Upstream. Apart from that, there are some other oil companies that are ready to come and they start drilling. You have Orashi Petroleum, where the state government has an interest. You have the Hilltop Petroleum. Then you have OPLs that people are struggling to invest in, 207, 208, and 901. They have some other marginal fields like Njaba 1, 2, Mbidi 1 and 2, or Forola, and a whole lot of them.
We have had opportunities to sit back and look at the milestones that were decided at the beginning of the project. Most of those milestones have been greatly achieved. All statutory approvals have been obtained. Approvals from the federal government and its agencies and clearances from its regulatory and environmental agencies. We have achieved all those approvals. The zone is ready to run. All approvals are in place.
We have 7 oil producing companies. None has an office in Imo State. Imo State government has no access to their nominal role to even collect pay as you earn, tax. And then everything is about waiting for monthly allocation. And I said, no, it must change. I had a meeting with all the oil producing companies. And I said, you must have your address here, including those that are partly owned by Imo State government with no business outfit anywhere in the state, operating from Lagos. I said, no, we must build an economy here. At the end of the day, they gave me reasons. Insecurity, we brought security. Accommodation, where to stay, no 5-star hotel. I said, we put. Marriott is managing Protea. By the time Marriott will finish, I've signed an agreement with Hilton International. The work in the Concord Hotel, old Concord Hotel built by Mbakwe, the upgrade to a 5-star hotel is 75% complete. We'll commission this year. And I said, if you want my cooperation to protect your facilities, it must be a relationship that is based on reciprocity, where the indigenous will benefit, the government will benefit, and you will benefit. We give you the enabling environment to operate, but we must get value from it. And how do we do that? We cannot be source of raw materials alone. You have to process the raw materials in Imo State. That way you will be creating jobs, and they all agreed.
Before now, there were no records of production activities. People didn't know where our wells were. Governor Hope Uzodimma came. The first thing he did was to recover a lot of wells from Imo State in the Arrears and Mbede fields. Now, the governor gave us a mandate. I won't believe it. Today, we have a comprehensive data of all oil wells in Imo State, oil facilities in Imo State, gas pipeline, their traverse routes, producing wells, non-producing wells, shut-in wells, wells that have been re-entered. If you look at some publication, they will tell you Imo State has only 163 wells. It's a very big lie. We have over 200 producing wells. We have more than 76 shut-in wells. And some of them, there are plans, to re-enter some of them. And we have more than 20 proposed wells.
This gas revolution, executed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and partners, started in 2019 with the expansion of the Kwale gas processing plant and Ano gas processing plant. The intention is to significantly increase domestic gas supply, enhance power generation, and accelerate industrialization.
The assurance I'm giving to Imo people is that by July, those who deal in domestic gas like LPG, they will stop going to Kwale to buy LPG, because transporting one truck of gas or LPG from Kwale costs at least 1 million naira. So by the time they start going to Asa to buy it, that transportation cost will be totally eliminated.
For decades across Nigeria, the story of state-owned assets has often been one of neglect and decay. Grand structures, once symbols of aspiration, become ghosts of the past, forgotten and dilapidated. Imo was no exception, ranking very high on the list of states with some of the worst cases of moribund state-owned assets. Governor Hope Uzodimma is the first Imo governor since D. Sam Mbakwe who has definitely taken the bull by the horns and made the recovery, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of these historically iconic assets a centerpiece of his administration's agenda.
During Mbakwe, tourism was very pronounced as the main source of IGR for Imo State. That was when the Concord Hotel was built. Some of the significant developmental strides that are signature facilities in Imo State were built by Mbakwe. Subsequently, the governments that came didn't quite understand or catch Mbakwe's vision, and they couldn't run with it. So gradually, most of those got abandoned, dilapidated. Avoto Poetry is one of such. The Nso Ceramics, that one was set up and it was operated. So they couldn't maintain it. So already they removed all the equipment. Now His Excellency wants to rebuild Nso, and he has awarded the country.
Standard 2 was there for so many years, moribund. In fact, Nso ties completed the equipment we have vandalized. I struggled to spend money to recover some of the equipment in a private warehouse. Unfortunately, they became analog equipment. We're now trying to get companies who will bring new ones, because in Nso area, we have one of the finest clay for ceramics. The reason why there's Mbakwe cited that industry there. Standard 2 here, even in our secondary and primary schools, if they can only make sandals for our children to go to school with, is enough patronage. And what is more, it will create jobs. Look at our photo poetry, completely vandalized and destroyed. That place is a big forest. Are we talking of the poetry here? In Owerri North, which have brought some people from Dubai, Arabs, to come and do PPP.
To the governor, these assets aren't relics of a bygone era, they are dormant giants waiting to be revitalized. Nowhere is the vision clearer than with the iconic Owerri Concord Hotel. Once a jewel in the state's crown, the Concord had fallen into a state of disrepair. A symbolic yet forgotten state asset is now undergoing dramatic transformation.
Everything Imo that makes us strong, tourism, hospitality, culture, creative arts, will be domiciled right there in Imo Concord Hotel. Imo Concord Hotel used to be addressed as the 5-star PL of the South, of the Southeast. That's the name Mbakwe, and the Israelis who built it gave to him. And he served that purpose for quite a while before it now went down. He's returning it to that level. where Concord becomes a destination for everyone.
I would like to thank sincerely His Excellency for hosting me and giving us the opportunity. We are looking forward to partnering with His Excellency and Imo State. I think this hotel will be a fantastic addition, not only to our Imo State, but also to our growing number of hotels in Nigeria.
Thereafter, the discussion moves to the office of the governor, where pen is put to paper and a memorandum of understanding is signed between Imo State government and Hilton Hotels.
When Concord is completed, no local man is going to be there dictating nothing. We've already executed an MOU with a Hilton Group worldwide to manage Concord. And one of their conditions is that there should be no political interference, no local interference. We must be allowed to run. And we have already executed a MOU.
The story of revitalizing moribund Imo assets continues. Adapalm Palm Plantation, established in 1975, was once a powerhouse and a symbol of agricultural excellence in the East. But like many other state-owned enterprises, this 4,300-hectare gold mine of palm plantation in Orashi, Egbema, had experienced brutal and reckless abandonment.
He called upon me as the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security to start overseeing the activities in Adapalm. Then I got there and assembled the team. Before then, they didn't pay any attention to the mill, which is where the business is. I didn't like the act of harvesting and selling to those who process and make more money. The government needs the money as well. As I'm talking to you, I have a full functional mill. I mill 50 tons in a day, 50 tons of FFB in a day, and I harvest minimum of 80 tons in a day, fresh fruit bunch.
The Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma inaugurated the board of the state-owned palm oil company at the government house in Owerri. According to him, the overall objective of the government is to bring to life moribund industries neglected by the previous administrations.
2,500 direct jobs will be generated. This is why the host community, which is the ultimate beneficiaries of the turnaround of Adapalm, should do everything humanly possible to safeguard not only the company but also the environment.
We produce palm oil, which is called SPO or CPO, crude palm oil or special palm oil. And you can get palm kernel oil if you go further. You understand? And in that facility in Adapalm, we will have a part that is for downstream. Brand new machine, folks, it had not run before. We are moving, and to be frank, we pay our staff, we repair the machines, they are running, and we have some savings for the government. If this process continues, that will be turned to a money-making machine for the state. The governor has done well in this direction, so I'm happy to be part of the story that I brought back at Adapalm.
The reason for setting up these industries is not only for government to make profit, but is to create economic activities that will stimulate the place and attract traffic.
Between Uguta and Uguta Lake and Oboide, two big rivers that join together, but they cannot flow into each other. One side is blue, one is brown. That Uguta Lake takes us to the ocean. Right there, we have a 19-hole golf course. Right there at that Uguta place now. We want to set up also another tourism destination within that conference that you saw, which will include boat ride. We have a lot of other tourist sites. King Jajo Opobo is from here. He's from Amiibo. He has an ancestral home here that we're developing now to a heritage site, museum and heritage site. It's right here at Amiibo. The tiger is also from Amiibo.
Good systems work like a miracle, like how a child in Agwaja with a rare condition of urethral-cutaneous fistula got treated and cured for free, or a woman in Imbisi with the issue of blood who got a free hysterectomy after 7 years of non-stop bleeding so that she can live a normal life again. Such is the doings of the Imo State Health Insurance Agency.
When I came, I reorganized the health insurance agency and then started encouraging them. I spent my first 2 billion naira repairing 305 private health care centers in Imo State to make sure at least they are in existence.
We have 305 wards in Imostate, so health centers in each ward had been renovated.
So we now did a comprehensive investigation and assessment of our healthcare facilities. Most of them were like mortuary, death traps.
When I came in, apart from that renovation, he wasn't satisfied. Like I told you, he had gone round. And he said, no, we're going to revitalize those health centers. So we partner with 1 or 2 donors. The governor is ready to match them with whatever counterpart funding that is needed. And he brought up an Imo model, the model for all the health centers in the state.
We now entered into agreement with OEMs, equipment manufacturers like Canon, General Electric, and all that, and brought in some core investors to buy those equipments and lease to us. So it means that in the 27 local governments, we will have 27 quality general hospitals, well equipped and well staffed. In the 305 electoral wards, we will have at least 305 quality health centers, that when the case is given to them and is beyond them, they refer such patients to the general hospital. And then we must strengthen our university teaching hospital and our specialist hospital for referrals as tertiary health institutions.
The Imo State government is aiming to enroll over 2.7 million residents into its health insurance scheme. The target is part of ongoing efforts to ensure universal health care coverage across the state.
The 300 wards of the state, we have been implementing health insurance since 2023.
The cost of health care, to provide adequate health care to your people, is very, very expensive. So what did I do? I queued into the insurance program. And my target is to enumerate at least 2.5 million Imolites into their net, and then with annual payment of 15,000 naira a year. The whole idea is to make sure this 15,000 naira will be able to treat you from January to December, no matter the sickness outside the cancer.
15,000 naira per person per annum. Literally what we don't cover is just cancer management. Virtually everything is covered.
We have a premium of 15,000 per year for each person in the family or in the community. The insurance is offering every except cancer treatment.
The woman from Arrears approached us. Initially, she wasn't enrolled, and she came to the office. She told me that she has been bleeding for 7 years. 7 years, constant bleeding non-stop. Jokingly, I told her, Madam, we will not be able to cover you. She made a statement that, okay, let me just go home and die. So I now told her, no problem, we'll be able to protect you. The surgery was done, a hysterectomy was done for her. The day she was discharged, she was so happy and so grateful. Just this morning, we had an amputation done at Imo State Specialist Hospital. It's a gangrenous foot for a child that had an accident in December, but because the child is an orphan and both parents are dead and there was nobody to take care of the child, so the case got complicated. The plastic surgeon has reviewed and the orthopedic surgeons have all made the conclusion that we have to do amputation for the child. So the agency is paying to the last kobo on that. That's as difficult as amputation. We've done spinal surgeries, as expensive and difficult as spinal surgeries. We just authorized payment for a medical doctor who had multiple fractures and has been on admission for 2 months. The doctor is from Isu local government. I wouldn't want to disclose his name, but he is from Isu local government and he has just been discharged some days ago. So on this program. We have had a lot of cesarean sections, and the beautiful thing about the program is that the implementation is both public and private facilities. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the implementation is only in public facilities. As expensive as one of the top-notch healthcare facilities here in Owerri that is popular for obstetrics and gynecological cases, we have done over 200 cases there. So cesarean sections are covered, consultations are covered, meeting your specialist is also covered, abdominal surgeries are covered, orthopedic surgeries, ENT surgeries, eye cases are all covered.
We've done more than 3,000 cesarean sections free of charge. We've also had some neurosurgeries done without them having to pay anything. You know, surgeries that would have cost them millions of naira. Just with that, they're 15,000. They're able to access that care.
The medical doctor we just authorized his payment this morning that has just been discharged some days ago. His bill is 2.1 million naira. He was on admission for 2 months and the agency took care of the 2.1 million naira. The least spinal case you can get here is above 3 million naira. Cesarean sections in private facilities here in Imo State ranges between 450,000 to 600,000. And I am telling you, we have done over 2,000 cesarean sections.
There's no way to that health. Every Imo civil servant that is properly insured under this program
apart from cancer, will be treated of any sickness, will be taken care of, including routine medical checks.
The state was created in 1976. From 1976 to about 2 years ago, no civil servant in this state can access health services without paying or selling the property he or she has. But today, we have enrolled every civil servant in Imo State into the Imo State Health Insurance Agency, and they have commenced access since November 1, 2023. On that program alone, we have managed about 17,500 cases, including amputations, CVS, all forms of medical and surgical interventions. So no civil servant in Imo State today can access health services by paying. All of them are all insured and all paid 100% by the governor of Imo State. And currently we have just enrolled every pensioner in Imo State, which is also another vulnerable population because of their age, they are considered vulnerable, all paid by the governor of Imo State.
The formal sector had been covered, the civil servants, the pensioners, and then the governor says there are the main people, the grassroots. So far, for the past 2 weeks now, there has been a massive enrollment. So the target is to get 100,000 per local government. We have 27 local governments. So that's 2.7 million people. That will be the highest in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa.
We will deploy both MIR machines, all the sophisticated machines in Imo State. It means in the next couple of months, not only that you do tourism here, it will also attract medical tourism. Because one thing we must stop, which made me to go into a memorandum of understanding with Indian doctors. Our Dental and Medical Council has approved 42 Indian doctors to work in Imo State. And what would they be doing? They would teach in our medical schools, work in our hospitals. The midwives and nurses that will come with them will train our own nurses too and train our own midwives in the next 24 months before they leave. That way, we would have graduated sufficient technical manpower to man all these facilities. And we are doing that just to help our people. Because it is funny that a country like Nigeria still goes to India for kidney transplant, still goes to India to check fibroid, things like that. But 25 years ago, we had Indians coming here to look for teaching jobs. So this 360 degrees reverse. What is responsible for it? So we must think for our people as a government.
Whatever it will take to take our healthcare delivery system to the tops, that's what the governor wants. You see, he's trying to build back the public trust in the health sector.
As the governor of Imo State, I met a disorganized system. There was no system in place. First of all, when I came in here the first month, salary payment, nobody, including the head of service, could tell me the number of civil servants the government will pay. Nobody was able to say the exact amount being paid as salaries.
There were no data. In the state, you couldn't even account for the total number of civil servants. There were no records.
So I spent 3 years automating the processes of governance, harvesting data, verifying data.
What he did was to begin to do data biometric verification exercise of all the civil servants in Imo State. He was able to successfully conclude that project and harvested the total number of civil servants in Imo, knew who they were, know when they enjoyed the service, know exactly when they are supposed to exit the service. Because before then, you could see somebody who has even reached the age of retirement, still in service. Productivity was so low, nobody could match the total number of people against the productivity level of the state. And yet, the state keep paying huge salary on monthly basis. So this exercise helped to tie the knot. The payroll system became predictable.
The payroll burden of the state was unbelievable. But by digitizing the way we pay, the people we pay, by verification, doing a whole lot of things electronically, it helped us to bring down our payroll. The salaries, the pension, the gratuity came down. And that saved the state, or is saving the state substantially.
We now knew those who are ghost workers in the state, who were collecting salary while residing in the United States, while residing in Europe, while residing in Asia. They were still within the payroll of the state.
It used to be that one person may be working for the Ministry of Finance and also is working for Imo State University doing one thing or the other, I may be taking salary from a local government somewhere, one person.
Today, I don't need any book to tell you how many workers I have and how much I pay them.
He was able to clean that mess. That was the first signal in terms of digital governance in Imo State. Today, workers in Imo receive their salaries before 28th of every month. We now know the total number of retirees in the state who are pensionable. We're able to predict what pension costs the state on an annual basis when extrapolated.
And in 2020, when I came, workers were receiving half salaries. At a point, they told workers to come to work only 3 times in a week. But having eliminated all the ghost workers from the system, identified the real workers, I automated the payment processes. This is almost 6 years plus. There is no 1 month any worker verified in Imo State as a worker did not get his salary without going to the bank. You sit in your house and the alert comes. This is 6 years. So now it's becoming a culture of the place. And they are now beginning to appreciate incrementally day by day that idea.
Around 2020-2021, ease of doing business report that I saw from World Bank showed Imo State at number 33 of 37. As of 2023, the ease of doing business, according to Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, shows Imo State at number 13, a big jump from 33 to 13. And this was before some of these innovative transformation that you're seeing today.
Imo State will deploy next week land administration system automated. Since I came here, it's 6 years. If I be a greedy governor, I will be allocating lands to people. Let anybody who say I've allocated land to him raise his hand. Because I spent 3 years moving the documents from Lands Archive to the soft version to be able to have a land administration system that will meet. By next week, you sit in your office. Somebody wants to sell a land in Imo State to you. You will press 2-3 buttons. You will see whether it is genuine or not. You don't need to come there to look for a receipt. No money. You pay online.
We just digitized the land administration of Imo State, the archiving system, CFO, the processes.
I met an IGR of less than 400 million. My IGR now is going to 4 billion a month. That is the power of automation and what you call being prudent. You just plug the leakages.
I didn't know how the people before us were doing it because the internally generated revenue before we came here was under 1 billion. And you go to FAC at that time, it used to be around 1 point something billion. When you add all this together, by the time you take off payroll, there is nothing left to do any work, especially capital for the state.
By the time I will leave, I would have reduced all public transactions to cashless status of up to 85% for the public service space here in Imo State. Of course, when I came here, is it only gratuity? I met a pool of arrears. For 18 years, no Imo civil servant received the gratuity. 18 years. In 2020, I paid the salary arrears to Imo judges 23 months. In 2020, retired judges, I paid their pension in 2021. All of them. All the chief judges in the state retired. Now, gratuity was huge, over 60-something billion naira. We started saving. We were able to save. Then come the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he now removed subsidy. By the next quarter, we would have completed the entire gratuity, that amount of 60-something billion. We have already paid up to 70%. And my plan and desire is to pay completely all gratuities in Imo State by the end of this year or before the year gets to an end. Because these are the people that want their youth serving the states. If there is nothing, at least they should have their gratuity to start a life or to earn a living. And I don't think as any responsible government will see payment of salaries and pensions as an achievement if you really know what is the meaning of governance. Because even in the Bible, it is clear that the worker deserves his wage.
He was the first governorship candidate that called a stakeholders meeting a few months to the election and unveiled his manifesto to them. No other candidate did that and asked them to criticize, to buy into it. And he has been executing that clinically and faithfully.
He's also a leader who knows his onions.
He's so intelligent and vast. I, as a doctor, sometimes I present memos to him and he's schooling me. And I had to ask, I said, sir, how many schools did you go to? Because I don't understand how you have a knowledge of almost everything.
I walked out of my first meeting with him. I got home, I told my wife, I will not be ready to meet the governor for anything unless I'm 3 times, 4 times as ready, because he is so versatile. You wonder, when did he become an engineer, a medical doctor, a chartered accountant, a farmer, a lawyer? Because no matter which area, he will not only understand it, he will educate you.
Very pragmatic. You have to be up and doing. You have to have the facts just on your fingertips if you must work with him.
A leader must be willing to assist those who are below. You must be ready to carry everybody along. That's all inclusiveness. So the governor is created for this type of responsibility. He's a fantastic guy.
There is nobody that loves you more than somebody that wants you to live to see tomorrow. So he's somebody who has empathy.
His Excellency is a courageous and transformative leader, a man of hindsight, foresight, and insight.
If you are part of his government, you need to know how to discipline yourself. For him, it's zero tolerance for corruption.
He doesn't suffer fools gladly. He is vested with a culture of excellence and performance heritage. Imo people are witnessing the true meaning of impact.
He in particular comes as a motivator for whenever there is a need for you to be pushed a little more than you normally would push yourself.
I approach the federal government. I have to apply in partnership with Adani Mega System to get Orashi free trade zone. And what that means, we will ride on that to create incentives to attract industries to come in. Even though Owerri Airport belongs to federal government, I spent a lot of money to ensure that airfield lighting and night flights have been approved. The reason why we are trying to make sure our airport is functional, we've been able to partner now with Afreximbank to install a quality assurance center that will be manned by Bureau Veritas, a world-class company that once they certify any product here, it is taken in any market anywhere in the world, is because we want to develop this economy. We are now embarking on the River Port program that will take Orashi and Oguta Lake to the Atlantic Ocean. And the whole idea is that federal government cannot continue to spend $4 billion, $6 billion building gas pipeline. One less than $250 million can do a compression plant by the river. And then tankers will move in from Europe and then we'll export the gas. And what is more, the activities will be here because God did not make a mistake endowing Imo State with that quantity of natural gas. It should be a blessing to our people, not a punishment.
With a 96% literacy level across all populations and a fast-growing, highly connected citizenry, the numbers are impressive. But these are not just numbers. They are happy people who are more than ever hopeful about their future.
That we'll have a system that have forced our civil servants to appreciate computer literacy, meaning that they are now able to come from the analog community to the digital community. It's something that I can be remembered for. That now know that they can run a government in Imo State without unnecessarily borrowing money. So now know that Imo State can generate their own revenue. And we can identify our natural endowments and translate these endowments into economic strength. These are the intangibles. As for the tangibles, that I have in my front, an international conference center that can host United Nations is a legacy project. That I'm doing a 12-story building, revenue house, which must be commissioned by Eastern XA, by Krembo, is a legacy project. That I'm doing Imo State Government House Annex in Olu, where I come from, is a legacy project. That people no longer dream or remember the agony of having to go to Okigwe 2 hours from Owerri, or to Umuahia in 3 hours from Owerri, or to Olu in 2 hours from Owerri. Is a legacy that I live to appreciate. See, I must not take all the credits, but I'll be remembered as the governor who worked with a team of knowledgeable and understanding men and women to be able to achieve the result. And the past will be a story that will be told by the society, not by myself.
Imo, is not just becoming something new, it is becoming something big and beautiful. Imo, a state on the rise.